Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another vlog and another video. So, the other day, you probably remember the vlog and video we did the other day on how we had gotten, a pretty large amount of, groceries, definitely a lot more than we normally would do on a weekly basis, all because, of the, the coronavirus situation and, the current coronavirus lockdown and stuff. And again, you can see that we definitely are pretty well stocked up for quite a while. Again, you know, yep, and yep, we're definitely all in all stocked up pretty good for quite a while. Um, uh, you know, this should all be able to last us quite a while. Um, it sounds like, um, uh, however, here's the thing. The way things work around here, the vast majority of the time, um, uh, we do the best we can to, you know, at least, at least on a regular basis, regularly we do the best we can to, you know, try and mainly keep things, food budget is mainly, 75, per week, $75 per week, 75 per week. And the vast majority of the time, we're definitely usually really, really good about staying within that. And, um, uh, before we had went and did grocery shopping this past Saturday, the other day, this past Saturday, a couple of days ago. Um, uh, you know, all that they said was, when I had said that my concern was more about usually staying within 75, and they had ultimately said, don't worry about that for this weekend. Just get as much stuff as you possibly can to stock up as much as possible. Um, uh, you know, and the fact of the matter is, with the amount of stuff that you had seen the other day, this past Saturday, and vlog and video we had done this past Saturday, um uh you know you would have had to imagine that we spent probably quite a bit, that we would have probably spent at least well over $300, even kind of close to 400. And apparently that is kind of the case. We ended up spending a little over 400. I mean, which isn't like a horrendous thing this time around, as of course, as long as we don't make it a habit, of course. And people ultimately understood that it was this weekend was kind of an emergency, and kind of trying to prepare ourselves for lockdown and stuff, getting a little bit more serious as of late yesterday, late last night, and kind of starting today for at least a little while. But just that our people here, they say, should have kind of had words with us a little bit before we had went and did our grocery shopping the other day, just a couple of days ago, this past Saturday. And that you know that 2 times 75 is 150, and that they should have had words with us, that on kind of doing everything we could to keep it with 150. But again, nobody really had words with us, really. And people ultimately understood that. So then ultimately, yesterday, later in the day yesterday, when one of our other people here had kind of had brief talk and brief little discussion with us, they said, don't beat yourself up about it this time around, because it's not exactly so much your fault. It's more so, our people's fault here, because they never even bothered to you know talk with you and discuss with you on, like, 2 times 75 is 150. um so trying to keep it with 150. And consequently, since nobody had any discussion with us on it, and all that they said was, don't worry about your 75 food budget for this week. Just, get as much stuff as you possibly can, stock up as much as possible to have it last for a while. So, well, pretty much what we're pretty much just kind of going to have to do, and I think we're ultimately capable of this, is just try and make pretty much just about everything that we ended up getting this past weekend, the other day, this past Saturday, last for probably as long as just about right up around like a whole month, really, and the amount of stuff you had seen in the vlog and video we ended up doing the other day, just a couple of days ago on Saturday, you would have probably thought that, that, that's probably how long that level of stuff should probably last you, is probably right up around just about a whole month. Just about a whole, just about, just about a whole, just about a whole, just about a whole month. Just about a whole month. Should last just about a whole month. So, and just a little while ago, our current resident manager guy, had kind of, just a little while ago, our current resident manager guy had kind of, given me a buzz, asking that I show him pretty much just about everything had ended up getting this past weekend, just the other day, just a couple of days ago, this past Saturday. And so he came down and he did that. The fact of the matter is, the fact that we spend a good bit over 400 this week, every week afterwards, after we've come back from doing our weekly grocery shopping, which now we're going to end up taking pretty much right up around the next few weeks off. We're going to have to take it right up around the next few weeks off. They usually got to email. They usually got to email our receipt to. They usually got to email a receipt to business office, and he had said, I know there's that chance and that potential that we could kind of get yelled at, I mean, don't know exactly how true that's going to be. But he said, gonna email and send copy of the receipt to the business office. Then we'll end up finding out their take on stuff, So I just gave my mom a buzz, getting her thoughts on it. She said, ultimately, don't worry for right now. It's just, I mean, I'll definitely, give you an update when we find out, the final word, and when we find out, the business office's take on stuff. I mean, hopefully it won't be too entirely bad, but I know there's probably going to be some seriousness a little bit, but I'll give you an update once we find out. I know in one of my I know in one of my videos I did last year, I had talked about how a long time ago we had this Wegmans card situation a long time ago, where we had kind of, actually, I don't think we did. I know I at least mentioned a little bit about that, but I don't think I remember going into detail. Maybe I did. I don't think I remember going too much into detail, but we're taking a look outside real quick. The weather's definitely not nearly as glamorous as the past couple of days, even almost the past few days, but at least the past couple of days all over the weekend had been. Today's quite a wet and dreary day here in Rochester. We even had some snowflakes, a little flurry this morning, but all right, that's all for now. Maybe leave down in the comments section how much you try to usually spend per week on food, and we'll talk to you